Okay, so we're here today to carve up this beautiful Serrano ham. My brother Doug gave this to me. He got it from Spain. It has a serial number on the back in case I should die immediately. BX125566. Product of Spain. Serrano ham. This is actually the top, this is the bottom, this is the punta. You get meat from all three areas. I'm going to start at the bottom. I think there's a moisture content or a fat content that if it's going to take you longer to carve up your ham, this is where you want to start. Let's see, the ham came with this stand. I got lazy and I didn't secure this lower bracket, just the top bracket. We'll see if that goes all right. It came with this carving knife. I also have a nice global that appears to do the same purpose. I'm told you need 3 knives for this, however, because there are knuckles in here. You need a shorter knife to cut around that knuckle, and then a flat, more chef knife type of thing to take off the outer skin. I'm aided tonight by our pet rooster, roosting over the couch in the corner, Mr. Fluffy Butt. So he'll be my assistant. And when I'm done, I'm going to put this cheesecloth over it, just so it can still breathe and not get too much crap in it. So let's begin. Okay, so I've decided to take off the plastic with a standard fillet knife. This is held in this collar by a screw that you actually screw into the meat, and the same concept has a screw coming up from the bottom here to hold the ham in place. And once I start carving, they say you've got 2 to 3 months to finish up your carving sitting on the counter or the back bar, which is where these things normally are. There we go. There is a fatty residue on my hands. Okay. Okay, I think that should protect it okay until we start the carving next. Okay, so next we're going to remove the rind and start cutting. We're going to take off this here. We're going to use 2 knives. The big knife for taking off the rind, the thin knife for doing the slicing. So we start with a cut here. Down to the bone. Begin cutting off the fat. We're going to save this to lay back on the ham to preserve it if we don't use all of the ham, which we are not going to. We are going to continue removing the fat. Down the side. See that we have more rind over here that I will want to discard. There we are. And now make sure we have no rind left. Now we're going to there's a nice piece. Now let's give it a try. Now, like I mentioned before, this is the bottom of the ham. This is the top. This is the punta. And you can see in this ham, in this part, marbling throughout the slice. I'm told that's going to be fattier here. This side is going to be leaner. I guess I should be using the tongs for this. And what we're going to do to make sure this survives is put this fat back on there, which will help keep it moist. And we're going to add some cheesecloth back on this. I'm going to let it sit, and I'm going to come back and finish that up later. So here's the plan. We've already broken into the ham earlier tonight. It's still fresh, it's still good. My plan is to now reward my brother for giving this to me and some other friends. So I'm going to be slicing ham, putting it in between wax paper, which I am then going to insert in this vacuum sealed bag, seal it up, and because this can last on the shelf for a couple of months, I think. It should be no problem putting it in a bubble wrap envelope and shipping it across country. I don't think it needs any refrigeration so that others may enjoy it. Mr. Fluffy Butt is back. Oh, there he is. He's going to sit in the corner while I finish this sucker off, or at least for tonight. I want to get my packages out tonight because, well, why not? Before I can't do it anymore. So, here's where we left it. We saved some fat to put, oh, that's a little cheesecloth. Save some fat over there. We're going to put the wax paper here. Got the Global, which I decided is a nice knife to be doing this with. And we are going to just start cut. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get, because I've been drinking, a little bit of help on my left hand. I'll pull out a oyster knife, or oyster glove. Oyster glove will keep me from cutting myself unnecessarily, while I try to have paper thin slices of this. There we go. Now we're talking. I'm getting a little bit better at this. This one is wafer thin. That's going to be a gorgeous one. Absolutely gorgeous. This particular ham, Serrano, is cured only with salt. No nitrates, no weird preservatives, nothing artificial, and it tastes good. It's not too salty. It's not as cured as, say, prosciutto is. It's a nice ham. Uh-oh, I've got to shave more on this side before I go any further. So, this is like the serial number for this thing. They cut a ridge here, which will help catch the oils that are released while I'm carving. And then you can disperse those again onto the meat when you're done for the day to help preserve it. Just got to make sure the outer layer is out of there, because it's pretty, you know, well, doesn't taste too good. There we go. Okay, so now back to it. Oh, this is the best. Look at this. Oh, it's gorgeous. Do you see that? The secret that I'm starting to discover is to be able to see your blade. That's a good piece right there. You see the marbling coming through? That's indicative of the bottom side of the ham. So the secret when you're carving is to be able to see your blade underneath your cut. Then you know it's translucent and thin enough. And that slice is about perfect. You can't expect bigger slices than that. Okay, so now I've reached a point. I've cut about 1.5 inches down. I've come to my first bone here. This is, I don't know, a joint of some sort. And in order not to get a bone cut into your nice meat, you need a stiffer, smaller knife. And what we're going to do is follow the contour of the bone down and cut around it so that when I cut towards the bone, I can feel the knife slide down the side of the bone, so that when I cut towards it, the meat's going to come away and not take any bone with it. And we're going to cut around that bone there, but because you still got good meat. Oh, gorgeous meat. So, what we have here is a nice plate. We're going to cover that like that. So I'm thinking maybe seal the edges by folding them. There you have it. That's going to go out in tomorrow's mail overnight to my brother Doug, Jeff, anybody else who's smart enough to be on my nice list. What do you say, Fluffy? You like it?